Well, we're live. And yeah. Hello. Let's see if anybody turns up to the live stream. If you've got a question, feel free to ask me a question. I suppose the first thing would be to say, can you hear me? Can you hear me okay? Gosh, that was really loud. Good evening, Tony. How are you? Can you hear me okay? I hope you can hear me okay. Oh, excuse me. Tommy, can you hear me? Say you can hear me in the chat. Let me type in the chat here. Can you hear me? Question mark. Oh, good. I was going to beginning to go slightly mad there. Two people watch it. Look, two people. One of them's Tony. I can see Tony's talking away here. Who's the other one? Eh? Who's the other one? Well, it can't technically be me because I'm not watching my own stream. Hey, well, thank you very much, Tony. It is a very, very, very nice thing. I was super, super chuffed to find it, as you've seen, obviously, in the video. Yeah, very, very special thing to find that. Marilyn, hello, Marilyn. Marilyn, I tried. I tried a couple of things. I tried uploading from Scarborough, and I tried sending pics from Scarborough. I couldn't do anything. The internet seemed to be just absolutely dreadful from Scarborough. But yeah, Tracy Roberts. Well, thank you, Tracy. Yeah. Like I was just saying to Tony, the ring is absolutely gorgeous. It really is. For the moment, the best thing I've ever found. I know people ask me that, what's the best thing you've ever found? And I usually, my usual answer is that I don't have a favorite item, but I think at the moment that's my favorite item that I've found. So yeah. Lee Kerry, hello Lee. Hope you're doing well, mate. We did enjoy our little break. Yes, thank you, Lee. It was lovely to see our family. We saw our granddaughter for the first time since she was born. So she was born during lockdown. So and she's 11 months. So she's nearly a year old before we actually got to see her. So well, thank you, Tracy. Yeah, hey, listen, it's one of those things. You've only to ask metal detectorists up and down the country. Some people go all their lives never finding something that special, but I was very, very lucky to find that. I really was. It's a beautiful thing. Yeah, I keep saying this. I keep saying it's beautiful, and it is. It is absolutely gorgeous. I love it to bits. And I'm just waiting to find out what's going to happen with it at the moment. To be honest, I still haven't delivered it to the museum. It's in a safe place at the moment, in a very safe place. But yeah, we've yet to hand it into the museum. I can't do that until they give me the go ahead because of the lockdown regulation. Well, not lockdown regulations, but you know what I'm talking about. Tammy, hello Tammy. You feel in love with your granddaughter? Hey, listen, Tammy, we've seen photographs of her, and the photographs don't do her justice. She is a gorgeous little thing, and our grandson too. He's going on 3 now. He's a little devil, but yeah, our granddaughter. She's a gorgeous little thing. She really is. She has this. She doesn't do a lot of smiling. She's got this very deadpan look on her face most of the time, which I think is absolutely hilarious. It just makes her look as though she's just kind of questioning everything around her. So, but she does give it out little smiles and little giggles every now and again, which is nice to see as well. So, but yeah, thank you, Marilyn. Giving you a run of luck, you were due for something that. Yeah, well, like I say, I generally, if I'm out detecting, um, or beachcombing even, I go with no preconception of what I'm going to find. And you've seen me digging, lead fishing weights on the beach. You've seen me digging bits of lead scrap out of farm fields, that kind of thing. And even if it's something as basic as a piece of lead, then it's what it is, and I'm quite happy to find it, and I'm quite happy to get rid of it and recycle it back into the system. So, but yeah, and then you get your coins, and you get your toys, Victorian toys that you find every so often, and you get things like weights, trade weights, that kind of thing. They're really special, and then you come across something like that. Sorry if you can hear that noise. That's me touching my desk here. I should stop doing that. It's probably getting really annoying. But yeah, nobody can predict it really at the end of the day, and I suppose, like you say, you've got to put the hours in to find things, and I put the hours in when I can. But yeah, all good stuff. No little corgi cast. No, do you know that's something I've never. I did find a couple of parts of a. I'm not sure if it was a corgi or maybe a Hot Wheels at the time. It was on my first farm permission, and I found little bits of it, but never found a complete one yet. So no, Marilyn. Although I do have a rather large, a growing collection of Hot Wheels. I don't know if I've told you all this before. That I'm collecting for my grandson for when he's a bit older. So I every now and again I see them in the shops, in the toy shops and things, and or in the supermarket or wherever I see them, I usually pick one or two up and I put them in a box in the cupboard. I've got is it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 plastic storage boxes. The like the underbed storage boxes, sort of this long and about this deep and about that wide. I've got 6 of those full. So yeah, so he's going to have a ready-made collection. Well, between him and our granddaughter, my grandson and my granddaughter, they'll probably get to share the spoils when that day comes when I'm gone. But yeah, there you go. So yeah, all in all, a lovely holiday. We had. I don't know if any of you have read the post that I put on the community page, but we had 3 days in Leeds. So we saw our new granddaughter and grandson, and my wife's son and his wife, and we saw their new house, which is very, very nice. And we had 3 nights in the pub with my dad, and yeah, lots of beer was drunk and lots of laughs were had. So he's doing not too bad. Given his current health, he's doing pretty good, I think. So and he's got a lot of good friends around him as well, which is great to know. So yeah, so we had 3 days in Leeds, and the weather there was scorching. We had a hotel room, what we call a Premier Inn. You people in England will know what a Premier Inn is, but a bit like a motel in America, but like an upper class motel, not a lower class motel. But anyway, we had this room, and we stay in this same one all the time because it's right next to the pub where my dad drinks. But yeah, there was a fan in the room, and the lowest temperature it got on a night was the last night we were there, and it got down to 29.5. The hottest it was 31.5 centigrade. And that was all night. It was unbearable. What's 31.5 C in Fahrenheit? 32. Look, it's 31. 88.7 degrees Fahrenheit. I know some of you guys in America are going to tell me that's nothing, but for us over here in Blighty, it's almost unbearable. Now then, Dave. It was. Yeah, you're damn right, Marilyn. Yeah. We went to Scarborough, so we were in Leeds Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then we went to Scarborough for Thursday and Friday. The first day we got there, Thursday, it was roasting hot, and we couldn't book into the room until about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and we were there probably from about 1 o'clock, so we had 2 hours to kill in the roasting hot. And Scarborough was absolutely crammed with people. It was so busy. I'd not seen it so busy since I was a kid. And yeah, it was absolutely crammed and roasting hot. And so we had to find a pub and sit. And I had 3 pints of Theakston's while we were waiting for to be able to get into our room. So yeah, but somebody has to do these things, you know. And Pam had a couple of orange juices, bless her. And yeah, it was great. The second day, um, my stepson, my wife's son, and his wife and the kids, they came over to see us for the day. So and it wasn't too bad. I didn't think initially. We were on the beach with them. We were up in the North Bay on the beach. It's a little bit quieter up there, and there was a bit. It was a bit overcast, but it was very warm with it. And yeah, I've ended up sunburning the tops of my feet. So see, that's always good. I always manage to get myself burnt somewhere along the way. So yeah, it's and again in Scotland today, my daughter, she decided when she finished work that we would have a little barbecue out the back here. So she got the stuff for the barbecue, and it was very nice. And I've got a full tummy now. And yeah, it's been melting hot all day. I mean, it's melting hot right now, to be perfectly honest with you. I'm sat in the bedroom here. It must be 23, 24 degrees centigrade in here. So altogether, very uncomfortable, very sticky weather here at the moment as well. Tammy, will you one day take the grandkids on one of your detecting trips to search for treasures? Hey, you know what, Tammy? Yeah, I just might do that one day. Yeah, when they're a bit older, obviously. But yeah, it would be something good for them, and hopefully they might like history as much as I do. And yeah, definitely one for the future. Sorry, I'm just dusting off my camera. It's been that long since I've done a live stream that everything's just a little bit dusty, and of course we've been away for 5 days. So let me see if that's my sweaty face. Oh my god! And I need a shave as well, so I apologise for that. But yes, I agree. I need a shave. Are we straight there? Are we straight? Yeah, I think we're straight, aren't we? So yeah. So yeah, probably will take them for a bit of a detecting session. I'm sure they'll want to at some stage. Yeah, I'm not sure what else I can tell you at the moment, to be honest with you. I know I've been putting out the little tiny little short videos under a minute of some of my finds. What do you think of those? Genuine feedback is what I'm looking for as to what you think. I kind of like them. They're nice and simple. I'm still doing my ordinary videos as well, but these are just going to be like little filler videos. So I can maybe put something out every day. Obviously, I can't. It's impossible for me to do a full 15, 10, 15, 20-minute video every day. It's impossible for me to do that. So, but I thought, yeah, I'm going to just make these short little videos, give you a title of what the item is, and show you all around it, and you can just get an idea and a taste of some of the finds that I've had over the last couple of years. So. The bottles and stuff, they're really easy ones to do. They're all from my own private collection. So, and yeah, and obviously, like I say, the finds that I've had over there, I've got a drawer full of stuff here as well. I keep showing you guys a lot of this stuff that I've got sat in here. But yeah, look, there's me little naval belt belt buckle, British Royal Navy. That's an early one. You can see the little cannon at the bottom there, and I believe they call him a Jolly Jack Tar, leaning on his fouled anchor. So yeah, that kind of thing. Like I say, it's just something interesting for you to see around. So, Tracy, do you have any poison bottles? Yeah, do you know what, Tracy? I've got one poison bottle that I found. I found it in a little stream when I was out beachcombing one day. I was absolutely thrilled to find it. It's the first one I've ever found. I never found one when I was bottle digging, but yeah, I was thrilled to find it while I was beachcombing. And like I say, in just a little stream. And yeah, I do have one. I'll throw it in at some point in one of the little short videos, and you'll probably get to see it then. If I was any good, I could probably tell you the video where I found that bottle. So I'll tell you what I'll do. If anybody's got any more questions, then fire away. But on the side here, I'll go to my account and I'll see if I can find you the title of the video. I'll put a link in the chat box if I can find it. Marilyn finally figured out where my blob top bottle went. I was glad to. And where was it? Where was it, Marilyn? Where was it hiding? Yeah, I think my video of me finding the poison was a couple of years, a year or two ago, a year and a half, 2 years ago. Gosh, where are we? That's April 2020. Oh, another thing I'll ask as well. So I record all my videos in 1080p and 60 FPS. So like standard high definition, 60 frames a second. But would anybody be interested in? Would anybody feel the need for videos in 4K? Or let me say 2.7K to 4K. Now, it's something that I've never shot before, and I'm not sure how my computer would cope with editing 4K. But I'm willing to give it a shot. Maybe I ought to make a little 4K test video, and I'll see what that comes out like. How not Tony finding treasure AD? How are you finding the NOKTA? Yeah, do you know what, Tony? I'm still learning it, mate. To be perfectly honest with you, I'm playing around with settings and changing things here and there. I'm reading little hints and tips that people put online, that kind of thing. So yeah, I'm loving it. To be perfectly honest with you, I think it's a great machine, and yeah, like I say, I'm still learning as I go. Marilyn, it was buried in the closet at the bottom of a box that my cat has been sleeping in. Oh. Our cat, she's getting it tough at the moment. She's doing a lot of, because it's so warm here. She's doing a lot of sleeping, and we're making sure that she's getting a drink every now and again. Yeah, Tracy, the one I found, if I can remember, I think is a green one. Right, I'm back to 2019. Is that? you know what? I don't think I'm going to find it tonight, to be perfectly honest with you. Dave, don't think there's any point with 4K. I just tried it and it doesn't broadcast any better. Hubby tried it and had same result. Right, okay. Okay. Yes, Marilyn, I was beachcombing. Yeah, I suppose I could look on me. Me list, couldn't I? If I went to my own channel, I probably. I think I've got lists on playlists on there. I do look. Marilyn, you come up with all the best ideas. Bottle the game, beachcombing. Shh. If I've put it in there, it should be under beachcombing, shouldn't it? But then I've got beach detecting and beachcombing as well. So one's got 26 videos, one's got 115. Let's see what I've got here. Stop that before it plays. I'm not going to play me on videos. But yeah. Dave, have you got 4K capable equipment? Have you? I know. I don't think a lot of people do have 4K capable TVs and such. I don't think they're that common at the moment, are they? It's not that one. It's not beach hunt. Tammy says the shorts, they're great. It's different from what we're used to. I've been watching for a while. I remember a video you did where you showed this very large stone with lots of markings on it. Yes, Tammy, that's the. It's I believe a Bronze Age stone, which has cup and ring marks on it. There's actually a couple of them close by. So there's the big main one that you've probably all seen in a video that I did when I was out walking. And that's in a public area on like a public path, not far from here in the woods actually. And then there is another cup marked stone on one of my farm permissions. So because it's in a farm in a field, in a private field, I say private field, I mean generally you're allowed to walk anywhere in Scotland. We have what they call a right to roam. But anyway, I digress. Yeah, there's one on this farm permission that I have, and it's really special because it's not worn away. And it's not something that everybody knows about and that not everybody has seen. And I'm very lucky, like I say, that I've got a farm permission which has that on it. Dave, yes, but it's such a drain on all your equipment. Yeah, like I say, you're absolutely right. I've never shot in 4K, so I don't know whether my computer is powerful enough to edit it without it being a struggle, if you know what I mean. But maybe it's something we'll look at in the future as it becomes a bit more popular. And I'm still scrolling here. Look, I'm looking for. All right, I've gone back right back to 2018, so I don't think that's. Don't think that's. I don't think it's that far back. Anyway, let's see. Dave says, "How do you find old bottle dumps, dude? Like on maps?" You might have seen people do videos before, and it's very, very interesting. But the kind of the main resource that I would tend to use would be what they call side-by-side maps, and essentially there's a website run by National Libraries Scotland, and if you go to Google and you type in side-by-side maps, it's the top hit, and it says side-by-side georeferenced maps viewer. You just click on that. There's a little pop-up box that you'll need to accept cookies and a couple of other things you just need to click on. Then what it does, it shows you you have two maps in essence of the entirety of the UK. So on the left hand side you've got your vintage, your old maps, and on the right hand side you've got all your new maps and or current mapping. And you can just scroll to zoom in. I'm not sure if I can show you this. I don't think I could change screens on here. I really should have a way of doing this. Yeah, look, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll do this if I can lift my camera up and show you and turn it round. You probably see here. So this is, let me scroll back out. This is the UK here. And on the other side here, we've got some older maps. Let me go. Let me try that there. There we go. Look. Oh, there we go. So, oh God, this is so backwards doing it in the mirror. So, yeah. So if I like zoom in down here in England somewhere, I'm not going to zoom in somewhere and give away any of my locations, but yeah, if we zoom right in, you start to see. So on the map on the this one here, this is the new map, and this is the old map, and you can compare the two. So you can see that in the past there wasn't a lot. There's not a lot there basically. You can see the road layouts and things like that, and things like train tracks and so on and so forth. But you can see on the new map that it's absolutely covered in housing. So what you would tend to do is you'd want to look further afield to areas where there's still fields, that kind of thing. I don't know if you can see that very well. You probably can't see that, but this is an absolutely dreadful example to show you. But yeah, you can drag around and you can look and see what was. So you see where it says. I don't know if it's backwards for you, but it says Smithy there. So that's the blacksmiths that was there at one stage. But obviously on the comparison map, well, there is a little bit of a field left there actually. In fact, if I zoom in, there, Smithy. So you can see there's still some grass houses built here as well, a bit of a parkland there as well. So, but what you would tend to be looking for, tend to be looking for things like, well, here's a good example. I've just found a rifle range there. So this says rifle ranges. So you've got the shooting point and the target points. So that's a great thing to look for if you're looking for metal detecting. So you'll find lots of bullets on that area there. Obviously, you're going to need permission. So you can see that the opposite side, it's still open land, and there are actually marks where you can see where the firing ranges were. In fact, let's see if I can zoom in a bit more on that. Look at this, I'm giving you free lessons here. You can maybe not see it as well. It does show up all right there. But yeah, this is where the firing ranges here. So if you got permission and you ran your metal detector over this area here and probably around here, you're probably likely to find thousands of bullets. But yeah, for bottle dumps, you'll be looking for things like oh, sorry, excuse me. There we go. You'd probably be looking for pits that have been filled in or ponds, that kind of thing. And again, usually near town centres. The best ones to find tend to be out in smaller towns and villages. So places that haven't changed, they haven't seen a lot of change, and they haven't seen a lot of expansion, you're more than likely to find them near there. Another great tip is just to keep your eyes open while you're out for a walk. Look for burrows, animal burrows. Sorry, I'm slightly out of focus here, I think, aren't I? Am I going back in focus? We'll live with it anyway. But yeah, animal burrows, what you'll tend to find is rabbits will tend to dig burrows into banks and lots of sort of little hilly areas, and they'll kick everything out that's in there that they don't want. And often you find that if it's on a dump, they'll kick out little bits of pottery and little bits of china and maybe bits of broken glass. So it's always worthwhile keeping your eyes open while you're out going out for a walk. But yeah, like Marilyn says, I mean, research. You have to spend time looking. And like I say, you can research on maps for hours, and your real telltale is getting out there in the fields and in the woods and the forests and things like that. But yeah, it's a lot of work and a lot of practice and a little bit of luck, really, at the end of the day. Yeah, Marilyn. Yeah, a lot of well, here in the UK, I mean, every square centimeter of land is owned by somebody here in the UK. So yeah, again, permission should always be sought for bottle digging and of course metal detecting. But yeah, yeah, Dave. You know what? That National Libraries of Scotland is a great website. In fact, I'll give you all this link that I'm looking at to this section, and I'll post it in here. So again, if anybody's interested, they can just click on the link, and away you go. There you go. That's the link to the website there. Like I say, it's run by the National Libraries of Scotland, and you can actually change the maps. If you see on the left hand side with the old maps, there's a little. It says select a map. You've got select a category and select a map series. So your category can be Great Britain, Scotland, Scotland coastal charts, England and Wales, world, and then you've got some Bing and OSM and LIDAR, which is like ground penetrating radar mapping, which doesn't cover the entire UK at the moment. So that's quite an interesting one to look at. I know a lot of archaeologists use LIDAR because it looks under the ground basically, and it looks for anomalies, you know, structures, house shapes, that kind of thing, or pits that you can't see obviously with the naked eye. Um, but even your Google Maps can be a great resource as well because you know the Google Maps are being updated all the time, so that you know you can see again you can see anomalies at different times of the year in certain fields. You can see certain things that might show up, you know, ring shapes where huts might have been, that kind of thing. So, but yeah, like I say, you can choose a map series on there. So you've got maps for I think going back to 1892. And then there's all sorts of different types. A lot of the maps are not a lot of use to metal detecting and bottle digging, but some of them are in absolutely fantastic detail as to what's around certain areas. So, and like I say, on the right hand side, on the modern maps, you can change that your world imagery. So I generally leave it on the one that it's already set on ESRI world imagery, but you've got Bing hybrid maps, Bing satellite maps, Bing road maps, open street maps, that kind of thing. And then there's the LIDAR, which goes up to 2 meter depth. Absolutely fascinating. Like I say, I've a lot of Scotland has not been mapped using LIDAR, so there's not a lot for me to see, to be perfectly honest with you. But yeah, there's plenty to see down in England anyway. And yeah, hope that's of use to some of you lovely people out there. Excuse me. Do you know what? If you give me if you could give me 2 minutes, I'm just going to go and get myself a cold drink, okay? And I will be right back with you. So sit and chat amongst yourselves, and I will be back in 2 minutes. boop, and he's back in the room. uh, oh, dear me. Oh, God, it's so warm. I can't believe nobody's commented yet anyway. Nobody's made a comment yet. Meow. Oh. Do you like them, Marilyn? Do they suit me? my my daughter got me them for Father's Day. They go with the design for the headset for the earphones. There you go. They just strap on. But yeah, they're a neat little thing. Pink wellies. Oh God. Don't tell my daughter. That'll be the next thing she buys me. Oh, cheers everybody. If you've got a cold one there, then indulge. This is not going to last long at this rate. Oh, Dave, we've found old coal mines around here. Oh, and the odd plague stone. Yeah, plague stones. Yeah, fascinating. A pink bow tie now as well. Yeah. I used to live in a small, very small village called Ackworth, Ackworth, and there was a lot of around the area. There's a lot of uh, things like plague pits, and you would see the odd plague stone here, there, and everywhere. But yeah, I mean, I I've always loved history, from the oldest to the newest. It makes no difference. History is history to me. So, like I say, I don't have a particular era that I like more than that. I love all bits of history, but yeah, the plague's fascinating stuff. Loved it when I was at school. Wish I could have done more of it, to be perfectly honest with you. But yeah, it's great stuff, and it's great to when we were coming back from we were coming home from Scarborough just yesterday. It was actually um, we were. I took one of the side roads, one of the side A roads at the A170. Yeah, the A170 it was. So I took that from Scarborough back across to the A1, and we are going through lots of tiny little villages, and then we went through Thirsk and Pickering as well. And there were lots of the village signs were all millstones, um, which again I said to Pam, I said along the way, I said it's absolutely fascinating that these bits of history have been used to mount a name plaque on, for the for the village where they are, and yeah, it's absolutely amazing stuff, and they're in all sorts of conditions, ranging from the ones that look like they've never been used to ones that have been sat there for, they're well worn and they've been sat there for decades, if not even centuries, probably in some cases. Um, yeah, it's there are lots of fascinating times here in the UK, and obviously we've got the whole history of it as well. What is a plague stone? So plague stone is usually you would find them in like I say in small rural towns. You tend to find them, and it's like a it's like a block of stone, so a block shaped, and probably about maybe a foot or so high. Might sometimes be piled up on other stones as well. It's like a pedestal type thing, and it would have a section in the middle, like a square section or a dish section cut into it. And what they would do is people that wanted to give money to people that had plague, were suffering from the plague, or so they could buy food, just to sustain themselves for however long they could sustain themselves for when you got the plague. I don't know, but yeah, they would put money into the plague stone. It would be filled with I think it's probably vinegar or something of that ilk, to stop the spread of the plague. Although it was spread through rats, but yeah, they would put it, and the people that would uh, take the money out. So rather than putting money in somebody's hand and you catching the plague, they would put it into this stone, into the dished section that was full of this proprietary disinfectant, antiseptic, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, um, like I say, they date back to 15, 1600s. And like I say, there's not that many of them left nowadays. I guess over time they've been moved and disappeared and things, but certain places you will find the odd one hidden away somewhere. But yeah, again, fascinating bits of our history here in the UK. Although, Dave, I don't like the idea of coal mines. Finding a coal mine, that sounds quite scary to me. See that whole going into mines thing. There's a chap I watch on YouTube. Let me see if I can find him. So I'll give you his name. Sorry, I'm just looking through my list here of me subscriptions. And I can't find him. He lives in an old silver mining town in, I believe it's California. It was once the largest mining town. I bought a town. I bought a ghost town. There we go. That'll do it. That'll take me to it. Yeah, his channel is called Ghost Town Living. So he bought essentially an abandoned mining town, and he lives there now. Cerro Gordo, Brent dude, that's the very one, Dave. Yeah, I just found him there. Yeah, yeah. You know what? He is great. Yeah, and um, yeah, he's a great channel, but he goes into the mines and all. There's not a chance on earth that you would find me doing that. I mean, he goes down like 6, 7, 800 feet into these mines, and he walks around and he walks across like these little planks of wood over like a 400-foot drop, and I'm like, not a chance. Um, but it's an amazing. Again, I know I don't recommend many channels on here, but yeah, Ghost Town Living. Um, give him a look. Great guy, and yeah, lives in a place with fantastic history. Tammy says, "What is your favourite mudlarking, metal detecting, accidental treasure finds, shops and sales, and so forth?" Oh wow, that's a good question. Well, I don't do mudlarking because there's very little mud around around these parts. It's all beachcombing. Um, Beachcombing finds probably. Well, I collect bottle stoppers, the vulcanite type. Sorry, excuse me. In fact, I've got some joy. Bear with me 1 second. I grab some. Oh, back again. Oh, sorry, excuse me. That was a bit manic, and I've managed to find exactly what I was looking for. So these are bottle stoppers. They would screw into a bottle and seal it. There would be a little rubber seal around here. So this is what I call vulcanite. It's like a vulcanized rubber. It's a hard rubber. A lot of the times they have a company's name around here impressed into it. This one's just got some. I don't even see that, some concentric dots. Sometimes they were just plain patterned, but like I say, the majority of ones that I collect tend to be they have it might be a brewery or an aerated water manufacturer, that kind of thing. So I collect these. I find these on the beach. They're fascinating little pieces of history, and a lot of the companies don't exist anymore. So that's one reason why I collect them. But as well as the vulcanite, there are also some wooden stoppers made from a wood called lignum vitae, because it's very hard wood. To find these tends to be quite rare, in that because they're made of wood and they've been in the sea for 100 years, or they've been on a beach for 100 years. To find them, especially, I mean, that condition as well, is a particularly rare thing. So I'd say for beachcombing, this one's a McEwen's. I don't know if you can read that. Read that. It says McEwen's of Edinburgh on there. But yes, that's a brewery, McEwen's Brewery. So to find one of those, a wooden one, is a special find. That's the best one I've ever found. I do have about 3 or 4 other ones, but they're really, really worn. I mean, they are more worn than that. So for that to survive in that condition when it's the same age as that is pretty special. And so for a beachcombing find, then yeah, one of those. Metal detecting. Well, I mean, you've all seen the gold ring. Absolutely fantastic. In my early days of detecting, I found this little lady. I'm sure you've all seen this before. This is a what's left of a pipe tamper, but it's a lady bending over, showing what's underneath her skirts. She's got a head between her legs. So that's a rather naughty one. So that's a metal detecting. I found that on my local beach here in Helensburgh, and it would have had a little extension piece on here, which had like a flat end. So you would use it to tamp down the tobacco in your pipe. But yeah, that's Georgian period. That it's what they call bawdy erotica, because it's naughty, because it's rude. They love that sort of thing in the Georgian period. Anything naughty, then was a little bit special. And again, to find that in that condition on a beach that's been sat there for 250, 300 years is, again, something quite special. So, yeah, indeed, she's very cheeky. Yeah. I didn't even know what it was at first when I first found it. I had no idea. I think I was kind of looking at it like that. In fact, it's even more obvious now looking at it like that. I'm gonna get banned from YouTube at this rate, but yeah. So there's that for a metal detecting find. Accidental treasure. Gosh, things that I've bought in shops. Gosh, I really couldn't. I would say I'm quite a keen collector of vinyl records, and I've had 1 or 2 really, really nice finds. I mean, things like first edition of Led Zeppelin Physical Graffiti album, and the Who's Tommy first edition of that as well, or first pressing. Sorry, not first edition, first pressing. But yeah, Nathan, PUBG's calling, is it? Yeah, I've not. I was playing about a week ago before I went on holiday. I was having the odd game here and there. So, Nathan, do I know you, Nathan? But yeah, I can't say I've ever really sort of bought a treasure as such. like I say, the vinyl record collecting's a thing that I do, and I'm also actually currently building a collection from number 1 to 100. Oh, Sharpie now then, hey up, mate. Yeah, I'm building a collection of now that's what I call music. So again, some of you guys in America, I'm sure everybody knows now that's what I call music. But here in the UK, it started in, I believe, 1983. In fact, I'll just double check that. So we started way earlier than you guys in America because it was created here in the UK. Now that's what I call music. Where are we? Where are we? Wikipedia. Always good for all the information. Original UK and Ireland series. Yeah. It was started by Virgin Records. Yeah. 1983. Yeah, the first now was released on 28th of November 1983. So yeah, and I will, Nathan Sharpie. I will take it easy, and I will catch you online as well. We'll have a game at some point, I promise you. And because I've not spoken to you lunatics for a while, so yeah. But yeah, I'm building a now that's what I call music collection from number 1 to number 100, and yeah, it's kind of going okay at the moment. I've got number 1, which is a good start. I do have quite a few of them actually. I tend to find a lot of them in charity shops now, which is great because they're a heck of a lot cheaper there. And yeah, again, I found my number 1 in the charity shop, and it cost me £1. So I was thrilled to bits to find that. And that's kind of what kind of kicked it off for me. Something that we've always, we bought them every once in a while when I was a bit younger. And the first one that I ever had was now that's what I call music number 4, which at this point I now have on my original cassette. I've got my original double cassette tape of that, and I've got three copies of the vinyl version as well. So because even if I've already got them, I still buy them. So it'll give me an option in the future if there's something I don't have, I can maybe trade it with somebody. But yeah, that would be probably be my shop treasure, my shop bought treasures. So I tell you what, let's find out. That's what I call music. Music track list. Phil Collins, You Can't Hurry Love. Is there something I should know? Duran Duran. Red Red Wine by UB40, Lee. You're absolutely correct. One of my wife's favourite songs, actually. She's a big fan of UB40. Temptation by Heaven 17. We'll be getting a copyright strike at this rate. Baby, give it up by Casey and the Sunshine Band. Malcolm McLaren, Double Dutch. I heard that on the radio there the other day. It's a song you don't hear very often. Good song as well, actually. Total Eclipse of the Heart, Bonnie Tyler. Karma Chameleon by Culture Club. The Safety Dance, Men Without Hats. Too Shy by Kajagoogoo. This is probably really boring. Yeah, Oh to Be 13 Again. Oh, you're not wrong, Lee. Moonlight Shadow by Mike Oldfield. Down Under by Men at Work. That's one of my favourites when I was a kid. Hey You, the Rocksteady Crew. Baby Jane by Rod Stewart. Wherever I Lay My Hat, Paul Young. Candy Girl by New Edition. I love that song. For some reason, I absolutely adore that song. Big Apple by Kajagoogoo. Let's Stay Together by Tina Turner, the great Tina Turner. Keep Feeling Fascination by the Human League. New Song by Howard Jones. Please Don't Make Me Cry by U40. 2 tracks by UB40 on there. There you go. Tonight I Celebrate My Love by Roberta Flack and Peebo Bryson. They Don't Know, Tracy Ullman. Kissing with Confidence. That's All, Genesis. The Love Cats by The Cure. Waterfront by Simple Minds. The Sun and the Rain by Madness. And Victims by Culture Club. So 2 tracks by Culture Club as well. But yes, I have number 1, and I've got several others. So yeah, just something that I indulge in every now and again. I actually bought last time Pam was on chemo. I went down into Alexandria. There's a couple of charity shops there, and I went into one that I've been in before. Got a few records, and I managed to get a copy of the Ramones live double album, 50p. And not a huge fan of the Ramones, but I do like them. And yeah, so that's one of the things I do when I'm pootling about. I do like me a little charity shop wandering around sessions. So yeah. Listen, boys and girls, ladies and gents, it's coming up on 1 hour, so I am going to love you and leave you. Tammy, I asked about the accidental finds because I accidentally found a 120-year or so book of the Swiss Family Robinson that someone put outside in a box to be trashed. Well, aren't you the lucky one, Tammy? I'll tell you what, a very similar thing. Years and years and years ago, when I used to live in Leeds, me and the wife, we were walking down to the local shopping centre one day. I was walking down the street, and there was a box at the side of the road, and it was out for the bin men to collect and throw away. And I glanced at it, and I realised it had a record in it. And I got a bit closer, and looked in the box, and it was full of records. And there was lots of Gary Newman albums in there, and a few other things. And I thought, well, that seems a pretty decent thing to find. So I actually went and knocked on a door that was nearby, because here in the UK, you're not allowed to just pick things up off the street. You know, if it's in a rubbish bin or anything like that. I know laws are different in America, but here in the UK, even if it's still in the bin, you need to ask permission of the person that owns the bin if you can take it out of the bin. So I went and knocked on a door, and somebody said, yeah, I could take it, and I took the whole box. It was a box full of vintage records, and I was quite happy with that. Again, that's my whole vinyl thing going off again, but yeah, there you go. Right, so with that, like I say, I'm going to love you and leave you. I've got a video sat that I made before I went away, so I'll put that out on Wednesday this coming week, around about 8 p.m, somewhere around about there. And yeah, like I say, I'll keep making the little short videos. I do enjoy making them, and they're nice, simple little things to do. And I think they're nice, simple little things to look at, to be perfectly honest with you. And yeah, so video coming out on Wednesday. Keep your eyes open for the little shorts, and yeah, have a good one. I hope everybody's well and stays well, and yeah, don't do anything that I wouldn't do. And I will see you on the next one. All right, bye for now.